The confirmed number of cases of the coronavirus in Los Angeles County as of today comes to 147,468. The confirmed number of deaths reaches 3,988. Here in Torrance, the total number of confirmed cases is 810, with total confirmed deaths remaining at 51. Now, we anticipate the number of cases to increase as the county updates its last 24-hour operating period. Welcome to COVID-19 Today. I'm Leslie Robbins. It's 2 p.m. on Friday, July 17th. Los Angeles County set its highest one-day total of new confirmed coronavirus cases on Thursday. The county reported 4,592 new cases in its update, along with 59 additional deaths, breaking the single-day record, which was set just earlier this week. LA County Health Officer Dr. Muntu Davis also mentioned that workplace outbreaks has been one of the main causes for the surge. Food processing companies, distribution facilities, and wholesale warehouses have been the most vulnerable. Also, according to numbers collected by Johns Hopkins University, for the first time, the numbers of coronavirus cases reported in the United States passed 77,000 on Thursday. Health officials continue to urge people to follow mandates, including wearing that face covering securely over their nose and mouth while keeping 6 feet apart from others in their household when out in public, and wash those hands frequently. There are 3 C's you can follow: avoid crowded places, confined spaces, and close contact with those that do not live in your home. LA Public Health also says business owners must take action to protect their workers and customers as officials continue to see employers not abiding by proper safety protocols. Public health officials say employees can report workplace concerns or violations anonymously by calling 888-700-9995. Now, just a few hours ago, Governor Gavin Newsom announced state guidelines for reopening schools. Governor Newsom started the press conference saying today's update is a very personal one, as he is a father of 4 young kids. He said schools must provide meaningful instruction during the pandemic, whether they are physically opened or closed. Now, he listed 5 principles for the plan of opening schools. Newsom said schools can only allow in-person education based on local health data. That means specifically schools in a particular county must be off the monitoring list for 14 consecutive days to physically open. Schools that do not meet this requirement must start this year with distance learning. Newsom said safety is the foundation for the state plan. Second, he said that schools that plan to open must have staff and students in 3rd grade and above wear masks. Students in 2nd grade and below are encouraged to wear masks and face shields. Next, he said physical distancing and other adaptations must be implemented. 6 feet distance between staff and other staff, and 6 feet between students and staff. There should be robust system checks, hand washing stations, and other sanitation and disinfection protocols. Regular testing and dedicated contact tracing in an educational setting should be in place. Newsom said the state contact tracing workforce will prioritize schools. Newsom said that there needs to be rigorous distance learning, meaning access to devices and connectivity for all kids, daily live interactions with teachers and other students, and students connecting with one another. Staff should create challenging assignments that are similar to in-person classes. He said foster care system children and English as a second language learners should also have accommodations. He acknowledged that he knows parents prefer in-classroom learning, but at this moment, this is the best recommendation.
The one thing we have the power to do to get our kids back into school is look at this list again. Wear a mask, physically distance, wash your hands, minimize the mixing. The more we do on this list, and we do it at scale, the quicker all those counties are going to come off that monitoring list. We're going to mitigate the spread of this virus, and those kids are back in school. So if that's your top priority, it's certainly mine, then it's incumbent upon us to practice not just what some of us preach, but to practice what we preach as individuals that desire to see our kids go back, to model the behavior that we know can mitigate the spread, model the behavior that can actually extinguish this virus. That foundation.
The state has invested $5.3 billion in additional funding with priority on equity, money that can be used for PPE, learning loss, and other resources. Newsom addressed what he called brackets of what happens when schools do open and the spread continues. He mentioned schools should consult with a public health officer first if there is a confirmed case or cases. He said schools will be looked at individually, not as a district. A school goes back to distance learning when multiple cohorts have cases or more than 5% of the school has positive cases, while districts would go back to home learning if 25% of their schools are closed within a 14-day period. He also acknowledged now we have to keep everyone from bus drivers, teachers, to janitors safe. 129,000 people tested on July 16th. The positivity rate was down modestly by 7.4%. He put out the largest 7-day average of daily tests of 24,052 as of today. He says the state will continue to increase testing. Currently, there are 32 counties on the monitoring list. New funds will help local governments assist with homelessness in their communities. Governor Gavin Newsom announced that $600 million in home key funds will now be immediately available from the Department of Housing and Community Development. Home Key is the next phase in the state's response in protecting Californians experiencing homelessness who are at risk for serious illness from COVID-19. Home Key is building on the success of Project Room Key. That was a coordinated effort to secure hotel and motel rooms in LA County as a temporary shelter for people experiencing homelessness who are at risk for hospitalization if they do get COVID. The application process will start next week on July 22nd, and the first tier of the project will be fast-tracked for awards during the first 30 days. If any cities and counties receive the awards, it must be spent by December of this year. Cities and counties will be able to use funds to acquire hotel, motel rooms, vacant apartment buildings, and others to convert to permanent, long-term housing for people experiencing homelessness. $550 million of the $600 million will be provided to cities and counties by California's direct allocation of the federal coronavirus and relief funds. Today, Dr. Anthony Fauci gave more insight about the pandemic to U.S. Chamber Foundation officials. The special edition of Path Forward featured a live conversation with Dr. Anthony Fauci, the nation's top infectious disease expert. U.S. Chamber of Commerce President Suzanne Clark asked him questions about the overall COVID-19 situation. Fauci said resurgence is an issue we have to suppress as the goal is to ultimately reopen the country towards normality. Fauci said it's difficult to predict how COVID will look in the fall because the deadly virus has been unpredictable. He mentioned COVID is a type of virus that is constantly mutating. He said we need to concentrate on where we are right now because, as he has said before, we are still in the first wave. Fauci said there was a criteria put out by the coronavirus task force on how states should reopen based off the number of cases. But many states skipped over one or more benchmark, which could have been one of the issues that caused the surge. But in other situations, states and cities followed the rules, but people did not follow rules and congregated without masks. Chamber members from across the country were able to ask questions, and Torrance bakery owner Kirk Rosberg was one of the people that was able to. He asked what is the best advice he can give to his staff who are fearful. Fauci said for Kirk and others to look at the phase the city of Torrance is in and follow the guidelines. He said people should wear a mask, wash hands, physically distance, and avoid crowds. Following these simple steps will keep the virus away. He mentioned to Rosberg, if you are in the bakery and you have to be physically closer, wearing a mask is something everyone should do for employees and customers. The series is produced by the U.S. Chamber Foundation to help business and community leaders find answers they need to execute a responsible reopening strategy and a plan for a post-pandemic world. A federal agency is one step closer to helping people experiencing dangerous mental health situations get assistance quicker. The Federal Communications Commission unanimously voted yesterday to make 988 the 911 for suicide prevention. The number will directly connect people in a crisis with a suicide prevention hotline set up by the Department of Health and Human Services. Currently, the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is a 10-digit number which routes calls to nearly 170 crisis centers. This number will still be available, but officials say they expect the shorter number will make it easier for Americans in crisis to access potentially life-saving resources. They also say from their studies, a 3-digit number also removes the stigma for seeking help in a mental health emergency. Now, doctors have been reporting a rise in suicides due to stay-at-home orders. Phone service providers will have until July 2022 to implement the change, and officials say this is a major step forward in the process. There will be a public comment period before the commission reaches the stage of finalizing the rules. If you or someone you know is in crisis, please call the National Suicide Prevention Hotline, 800-273-8255. Now, if you are a recovered COVID-19 patient, one organization needs your help to save lives. American Red Cross officials announced they are looking for fully recovered coronavirus patients to donate plasma to help treat seriously ill coronavirus patients. People who have recovered have antibodies that can attack the virus. The convalescent plasma is being evaluated as a treatment for patients with the COVID-19 virus. You can qualify to donate plasma for coronavirus patients if you meet specific requirements, including you must be at least 17 years old and weigh 110 pounds, be in good health, and have a prior verified diagnosis of COVID-19, but are now symptom-free. The American Red Cross is also in urgent need of regular plasma and blood donations at this time. To learn more or make an appointment, head to redcrossblood.org. The California Supreme Court will soon be giving a break to law students. They decided on Thursday to permanently lower the passing score for the bar exam and allow aspiring lawyers to take it remotely in October because of the pandemic. The state bar was also directed to expedite creation of a provisional licensing program, allowing 2020 law graduates to practice law under supervision until they can take and pass that bar. Officials say the decision came as the safest and practical option to avoid any dangers posed by mass in-person testing. If you are a small business, micro-entrepreneur, or a nonprofit, there is some monetary relief you can take advantage of. The second round of applications for the Los Angeles Regional COVID-19 Recovery Fund will open next Monday. Make sure to mark your calendars as it will be open for only 4 days. Overall, the Los Angeles Regional COVID-19 Recovery Fund will deploy $3 million in grants available at $5,000 for micro-entrepreneurs or $15,000 for small businesses and nonprofits over the course of 4 months. In response to the devastating effects COVID-19 is having on the local economy, the County of Los Angeles and the City of Los Angeles, in partnership with institutional and corporate philanthropy, have created the fund. The LA Regional COVID-19 Recovery Fund seeks to address these issues by providing additional support to underserved communities throughout the county. There will be 6 rounds in total, with finalists notified after each round. Interested businesses should reapply if they are not selected in the first round of funding. Now, the LA Regional COVID-19 Recovery Fund currently has 3 program parts, including grants, loans that will be deployed in fall 2020, and coaching and technical assistance. The fund is administered by Local Initiative Support Corps, also known as LISC Los Angeles. That's a nonprofit community development financial institution that works with residents and partners to build inclusive communities of opportunity across the region. The application will be available on Monday at lacovidfund.org. If you applied during the first round, you will be notified about your status on Monday as well. Now, as parents look to find something for children to do during the summer, the Torrance Library continues to help with curbside fun. This week, parents are able to pick up free craft kits on a first-come, first-served basis at the Torrance Libraries. Now, all of them, you can find it. You can stop by 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Today, the theme is treasure maps. The library is also offering kits for adults as a way to join in on the fun with their children. They can pick up washi notebooks where they will be able to make over a plain notebook with eye-catching washi tape. And don't forget, the library's summer reading program continues as well. You can still join online. This year's theme is Dig Deeper, where you can choose from 3 categories open to any age, including explorers, voyagers, and adventurers. You just have to head to library.torranceca.gov, where you can register and start tracking your activities. The program will continue through August 15th. At the moment, all Torrance libraries are offering curbside service from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can pick up holds on circulating items by placing a hold online through your Torrance Library account. When ready, staff will call you to pick up. Please wear a face covering and follow the 6 feet distance markers on the ground. Once again, to get all of your Torrance Library news, head to library.torranceca.gov. And if you are looking to take a break from the kitchen, downtown Torrance is the place to be. Today at 4 p.m., the second week of the city's alfresco dining program called Downtown Does Dining Alfresco will continue through the weekend. You can enjoy ordering from downtown restaurants and then eating under the lights on Sartori Avenue between El Prado and Marcelina for a safe dining experience. Officials say if you plan to head down, make sure you also stop by other retailers and services as well. Few restaurants participating are Local Kitchen, Chato Tea Room, Madre, La Capilla, Tortilla Cantina, and The Depot, to name a few. The program is possible thanks to the Torrance Community Development Department, Office of Economic Development, and the Downtown Torrance Association. They plan to have the pilot program every Friday and weekend until September. To learn more, head to torranceca.gov. As the Torrance Art Museum awaits word on when it will reopen, it is still making sure the community gets to enjoy arts from around the world. Officials announced that its summer exhibitions will arrive online starting July 25th through the end of August. Right now, the main gallery online features Semblance Sunshine, which traces the material and aesthetic influence of post-war Los Angeles on minimalist art within Southern California from the 1960s to today. It's co-curated by Joshua Hashemzadeh. You can also browse Gallery 2 and Darkroom online that features a retrospective of video art from around the world during the past 20 years. You can also view their Studio System Online Edition 2020 that is an experimental museum as residency project to bridge the gap between artistic practice and the public. To check out the art, head to torranceartmuseum.com. Well, there are just a few days left to support a Torrance nonprofit that is continuing to make a difference in our community. You can vote now through Monday, July 20th for the Pediatric Therapy Network, as they are one of the finalists for the My LA 2050 Grants Challenge. They are in the running to receive up to $100,000. PTN is in the learning category, and they hope the winning prize will help this promote early education programs and enhance functional abilities among children with and at risk for development delays and disabilities. They also hope to use it to expand and enhance evidence-based educational and therapeutic interventions designed to help young children overcome individual delays in preparation for preschool and community-based programs, and provide parents with the tools and resources to help their children reach their fullest potential. Public voting will decide the size of the grant they will receive. Head to challenge.la2050.org. Now, if you are planning to take care of business at the Torrance Courthouse, there are safety protocols you must follow. Under a recent order, the use of facial coverings and social distancing requirements in all Los Angeles courthouses and courtrooms are being practiced. If you are entering any courthouse or courtroom, you must wear that face covering with your nose and mouth covered at all times within public areas of the courtroom or courthouse. It's also being recommended to use hand sanitizer when entering the courthouse, practice good hand washing hygiene, and cover coughs and sneezes with a tissue. The court has also reduced the number of people coming to its courthouses. They've spread out the scheduled cases, offering online and remote self-help services, and directing prospective jurors to courtrooms instead of just assembly rooms, to name a few. Parties and counsel are strongly advised to consider using technology for remote appearances when possible. City staff is reminding people that using park amenities is still prohibited. Playgrounds, play equipment, basketball, volleyball courts, sports fields, and exercise equipment are closed for use until further notice at parks across the city. Also, officials say team sports games or practices are not allowed at Torrance parks. This includes informal, pickup, scrimmages, or other unorganized games, practices, drills, or conditioning involving non-household groups. Staff says they will not let activities such as fitness classes, personal training, dance, and any other organized groups to be conducted. Torrance Public Works crews will be out working on roads again tomorrow. There will be traffic impacts throughout the day on Van Ness Avenue between Redondo Beach and Artesia Boulevards. The southbound traffic will be reduced to one lane between 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Delays are expected, and city officials say it's a good idea to use alternate routes. The work is part of the residential and arterial pavement improvement project as they continue to slurry seal roads across the city. Heading into the middle of July, we want to hear what your summer plans are and how you plan to make it the best one yet. Whether it's a quiet night in or treating yourself to an alfresco-style dinner, no matter how big or small your summer plans are, we want to see how you're capturing each summer moment. Share your summer fun story. Email us at covid19today@torranceca.gov. Well, before we go, at the end of each program, we like to share stories from our community. Feel-good pictures, images, and videos that reminds us all of how resilient our community is and reflects how Torrance truly cares. Well, the Torrance Bakery has been one of the many businesses in the city of Torrance that is making sure its customers and employees visit and work in the safest environment possible. They announced they have plans to do a deep cleaning and sanitizing of the entire bakery this Sunday, including everything from the cake ordering area, offices, kitchen, and cafe. They have hired a special outside expert service that is trained in the specialized sanitation protocols set by the CDC. They will be closed for just one day. Bakery staff say the health and safety of its customers and employees are a priority. Bakery fans took to Facebook to express how grateful they are for the bakery to go above and beyond. We love hearing stories that are happening right here in Torrance. Now, if you have a great one to share or just want to say hello, send us an email. We'd love to hear from you. That is our update for COVID-19 today. We hope you'll join us again tomorrow at 2 p.m. as Rhiannon Truchanich brings you the latest updates. Please be safe, stay healthy, and thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
Staying home will slow the spread of COVID-19 and will, without a doubt, save lives. Critical things like food, pharmacies, laundromats, and more remain available. Those who work in health, food supply, and law enforcement will continue to perform their jobs. Programs like paid sick leave, unemployment, and others will also still continue. If you do leave home, keep 6 feet between you and others. We are all in this together. Learn more at covid19.ca.gov.
Hi, this is Ken Jung, and I just want to send all my thoughts, loves, and prayers to everyone affected with coronavirus. aka COVID-19, and just want to thank everybody for practicing social distancing, which is easy for me because I don't have any friends. But social distancing is 6 feet apart from everybody. Also, Dr. Sanjay Gupta said it best: behave as if you already have the virus. So behave as if you're already positive. Then what would you do? You would keep yourself socially isolated. You wouldn't want to infect anyone that you love or anyone around you. And that is social distancing, which is being 6 feet apart from everybody. And also go to the cdc.gov website. They have an amazing resources there. If you're ever concerned that you may have it, go to the symptom self-checker, and you can also look up symptoms for people who you love, not just you. So go to the cdc.gov website, stay informed, stay educated, and stay socially distant. Love you.